All right, guys, so I got a lot better lighting in here. I have fished the Wilderness System's ATAK 140 for a while now. I want to show you some of the rigging, some of the things that I've done, things that I really like about it, and just things that I've done to improve to make it that much better of a fishing kayak. So we're gonna go ahead and start back here at the back. I'm gonna do my very best to keep the camera out of the lights and kind of show you everything that we got going on. All right, so we'll start right back here. The ATAK does not come with a rudder system. It is plumbed already for a rudder system, so you've got all your tubing running through, you've got your attachments, it already has the set screws down in here, so you can run your rudder. So this is the rudder for it. It works great. This is a 14-foot boat, so you definitely need something that can help you turn. The only thing I really did to make a modification, there was no way to really attach it down, so I just drilled 2 holes and it's got the track there, just a little piece of paracord, that way I can drive on the highway with it. Works out really well. Of course, we'll get to the foot pedals when we get up to the front. You can see I got my red flag here on the deck, just whenever I am traveling. The one thing I do plan on doing is putting a little red light like you find on the back of a bicycle that blinks on the back of my homemade shallow water anchoring system. This thing is pretty cool. So what it is basically, it is this right here, which is a super stick, goes down inside this tubing. And I got a piece of paracord running up through here. And so as you can see, I can pull this cord or let go of that cord, and this stick, which is 8.5 feet long, will drop down and anchor me out in shallow water. So pretty cool. Of course, this thing you're just seeing right here, it's got bungee on the top of the deck, but what this is a rod locker. So as you can look down in there, I got a spool of leader line, and I've got that foam divider, and you can hold, they say, up to 6 rods. I believe maybe 4. But, I've never tested it out. I just kind of use it for storage. I throw my cart in there whenever I make it to the water's edge. All right, so kind of moving back, I've got my crate, and so far what I've done is just your typical milk crate. I put 2 rod holders on each side. I took a piece of PVC, split it down the middle so I can get my hog trough mounted in there. It comes out nice and easy. Of course, spinning around to the front here, I got another piece of PVC pipe, and what that does, that holds my camera mount overhead. It's really nice. This thing is adjustable. I got it in another video. It's kind of hard to do it there one-handed, but that goes right over the shoulder. Of course, I got a little bit of space here. This is a kettlebell 10-pounder. That's what I use for an anchor. Works out great. This thing does not come with any rod holders right off the bat, so I went ahead and put a couple green slide tracks in the same spot on both sides, threw on some ram tubes that are adjustable. It's got an 1.5 inch ball on it, works out really well. Of course, I've got 2 flush mounts on both sides, and that gives me a total of 8 rod holders right now, which means I need to buy more fishing rods, right? And then moving forward, you can see I got my anchor trolley system. It runs up and down here. I have gone with the Harkin pulleys. There we go. They use well nuts. It's very nice. I like it. They're smooth. And that runs up and down here. And then the way I've designed this setup along with the anchor system is that I can use the anchor trolley to deploy the shallow water anchor. So great, that's really nice. I am loving the 3D Pro seat. This thing is very nice. Air Pro Max, it is comfortable. I typically do 8-10 hour days, and this is in the up position. As you can see here, it's raised up a little bit, or you can come up here and drop it down into the low position for paddling or longer trips. I stand for the most part, so I kind of keep it in the up position just so it makes it easier if I do want to sit. I've never put it in the recliner position. I think that's a little bit gimmicky. That's a little bit, I don't know, not for me. But kind of coming back, mounted right here on the side, you've got this guy right here, which attaches to your paddle leash. I'm using it to hold the anchor stick, but I do have my paddle leash attached to that. So pretty nice. The ATAK does come with the concealed deck. I had to put it on myself, but no big deal. It's really easy, very intuitive. You can see I've got the scupper plugs in. Went ahead and bought 8 of them. Go ahead and plug everything up. That works well. It does seem to accumulate a little bit of water right up in this area. So I'm trying to come up with a solution for that. It does originally come with a pull cord here. Like I said in my previous video, cut that off. I don't really need it. I got a couple pairs of pliers, got my drink. Works out pretty good. I've got a little micro jam cleat here, so if I do want to lock that anchor trolley, it does run from the front right here of the footwell all the way to the back. I pretty much use this one for two things. One for the shallow water anchor and for a drift sock. Those are kind of, you know, the best things in my opinion to use that one for. I do have a second one on the bow on the other side to anchor with. Keep on moving back, you got your little console piece there. This console does fill with water, so ATAK, Wilderness Systems, you do need to come up with a drain for that. I've heard that there's a solution underway, but we need to come up with something. I don't like having to, you know, soap all the water up out of there at the end of the day. I got my Hook 7 mounted up on the OS Flex Pod. If y'all have done any research on it, and on the Wilderness Systems, you know what the OS Flex Pod is. It's very handy. It's everything contained in one, so that is great. You know, I don't have to worry about it. I can take it upstairs if I need to, sit there, study maps, kind of get a game plan for what's going on. But I really like it. It's a nice central point. It's easy to reach. Of course, put that thing on a ram mount, model 111U for universal 1-inch, and it works great. I've taken this one right here. I've got a little ram mount that I've kind of converted over. It's got a piece of cut PVC pipe on it, and what I do with that one, I've got the ATAK landing net, so I lay that across the front and I snap my net down in there. So now it holds the net for me really well. It's up out of the way. I can still lay a rod across the deck. I really dig it. So that works out great for me. Let's see, so the multicolored one is going to be for the shallow water. The other one is the anchor trolley. We've talked about it. There is the company, Super Stick. Check them out. Coming up front, of course, you got your large bow hatch up front. We're using the new heavy-duty rubber latches, you know, like you find on the ice chest. Really like them, easy to get to. Flip open your large compartment up front, and you've got this guy right here. It does have two drain plugs in it. I have never pulled them once I put them in. I just left them in place. I throw all kinds of stuff in here, you know, usually my backpack with lunch and, you know, a couple 5-hour energies. Whatever it may be. I keep tackle, spare battery, got all my worms up front, you know, because they're heavy and so forth. I heard a lot of people talking about how they get water in here from the hatch. I haven't yet. I haven't had that issue. I did shorten up that cord right there going to the front, just to kind of hold it a little bit more vertical. And the reason I did that, got another GoPro mounted right up front. You know, I had the clamp, I had the original GoPro mounts. Finally, I just said to hell with it and went ahead and drilled a hole through the handle and put the ram mount on there. So now it's fully adjustable. It works out a lot better for me. So let's go ahead and spin around to the other side of the kayak here. You can see here's my other anchor trolley system that I got going on. Comes all the way from the front, works its way back. It's the exact same setup. Little cheap ring from Lowe's, harping pulleys again, and works well. But what I do have here is this saline jam cleat. It's like a cam jam cleat. Works really well. I've got this one still. You can see where I've got my my bungees to go ahead and deploy my rudder system. When I did the foot pedals, it comes with its own foot pedals. They're small, they're cheap. I like the way the stock ones look. They got the rubber coating on them. So I went ahead and switched those out. Again, it was plumbed and made it easy. The hardest part was getting these things to slide in the new tracks. You know, both of them being new, they were nice and tight. So got them on, looks good, like it, working well. So I got my two cleats that I can kind of tie off with. I've got this guy right here, paddle holder. I've only got half my paddle, but just to show you, it just snaps in. So a lot of times when I'm standing up, I will just have that paddle going straight across the deck just like that. I can pick it up real easy, and it works well for me. I am using the Warner, I'm not even gonna attempt to say that. It's a 240. You know, if you're thinking about getting this kayak, maybe consider going with the 250. It's something I wish I would have done. The project that I just finished up is my anchor system. I've got my boomerang snippets right here, nice and handy. And coming up underneath here, I have got my my anchoring system. So that works great. It is tucked up underneath the seat. I'm gonna spray paint that guy black this afternoon as long as the humidity holds out for me. It's been raining like crazy. But that's nice, you know, so I can go ahead and pull my cable, lift that guy up. I am gonna just continue to keep clipping it right here. It's nice and easy, holds it tight, it's out of my way, and I don't have stuff all over the deck of my boat. Again, I think I mentioned in the previous video, it's got these little plugs already. That is for the 3D seats. That's the seat that sits up top that you can kind of lean against. I did forget to mention when I was on the other side there, I got my boga grips. I got them on one of the lanyards here so that I don't drop a very expensive pair of boga grips over the edge and they just slip up underneath the seat. So that's handy. Again, this guy, it's also on its own retractable cord, works great. Middle hatch, don't really use it that much. I do have a first aid kit jammed down in there just in case. I throw a lot of big swim baits. God forbid I get one of those treble hooks somewhere in my body. So I've got that first aid kit just in case that day ever does happen. But that's a quick overview of the kayak, guys. You know, if you got questions, I hope the lighting's a lot better. I did put in some lights to, you know, make it easier on me, make it easier for the videos too. But I like this kayak a lot. You know, it's working out well for me. I've been fishing a lot on the Dirty Bird, trying to catch some bass. There's a couple videos I posted up about that recently. But with all the heavy rains we've been getting, everything's kind of washed out right this second. In fact, there's vessel restrictions. You're not even allowed to be on either one of those lakes right now. So I'm just doing videos and projects for the time being, guys. If you got questions, I hope this is a little bit better. I hope the lighting's a lot better for y'all. Feel free to comment below, subscribe to your left, and thanks for watching, guys.